Right. Fine. Okay. So yes, here if you go to here, okay, tell me here.
Yes, sir.
Y-
User have the users every account.
Add a
Yeah.
okay. Users here you're asking. Okay. Users are built-in security principles. Okay. So already if any users are there, it's simply saying what objects you want to search. Okay. Now we are searching the user by this with this window. We are searching the users. What objects you want to search? Built-in security principles. Built-in security principles means same users only. Okay, so users are built-in security principles. Okay, you can see here object types. If you click here object types, you can see these are the different users, other objects, built-in security principles users. Don't concentrate much on this. Okay, we don't do anything here. Okay, this is Windows activity. Windows people will take care of it. Okay, simply it is going to search the users. That's it. Users are built-in security principles. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Please. No questions. See, if someone deleted this user,
User account is
user account is
nothing but service account, sir, in this scenario.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If someone deleted this user, okay. So what happened to my SQL services? Someone deleted, right click, they deleted the user. Okay. So once if anyone deleted the user or anyone changed the password for this user, what will happen to my SQL services?
SQL service will not run.
Are you
It
sure?
won't start, sir.
We don't.
It won't work, sir. It won't start.
It won't work means a SQL server won't work.
Yes,
Yes,
quickly
sir.
share.
Okay. So first I'll ask one question. Can we delete the account, associated account?
We cannot delete permanently.
Okay. Very good. Thanks for your confidence. So we can delete it. Okay. We can delete this account. Even though it is acting as a service account, we can delete it. Okay. So if we delete the account, the associated services won't run. If we change the password of this account, the associated services won't run. Someone changes the password, default password, they change the default password, then services won't run. Okay. So what is our responsibility to make services up and running? Again, we have to go to services.msc. We have to double click on it. We have to go to login as field. We have to take the password from him, what password he changed, and that password you have to enter here. Password, confirm password, and you have to click apply. Okay, then the services will start. Okay, if someone deleted the account or someone changed the password also, your services won't be up and running. Remember, it is very important. Sometimes services won't be up and running. Very rarely you will get this kind of issues. Okay, so you can see either there are three reasons. Either the user service account is deleted. Second thing is either someone changed the service account password. Third one is service account is not a local admin. If it is not a local admin, it cannot log into the folders, right? So in such case also, sometimes might be it may start, sometimes it may not start. So these three are the possible reasons if the SQL server is not starting. Okay, clear? Right, this is how we are going to change the service account. The change is small changes. Here we are creating the service accounts in the local machine. In the organization where this account will be created, where this account will be created
In AD.
in the active directory. Okay, in the active, remaining everything is same. Remaining everything is same. You have to go to services.msc, double click, login as field. Okay, browse. Okay, now here you are searching from this computer, right? Okay, once this account is created in a domain or active directory, you have to choose active directory from these locations. You can see active directory or entire directory here. Okay, you have to select it and you have to click OK, and then you have to enter the account name and then you have to check names, click OK. Like the process is same. The only difference is you have to choose entire directory here. I'll show you in the Active Directory setup. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll show you in the Active Directory setup. We will have Active Directory setup right there. I'll show you how to do that in case if your account is created in the Active Directory. Okay, clear guys? Any issues, any doubts? Is it fine?
And Sanmukh, why we are changing the service account? For other, we are not changing the service account.
This we have already discussed, Mukesh. SQL
For
services
browser,
are
we are not.
okay. Browser, usually browser will be in stopped state. Okay, what is the importance of the browser? It will help you to enable the service in the network level. Okay, for the security precautions, no one can see my server name, right? So that's why usually if you go to any server, browser will be stopped and disabled for the security precautions. If you enable it, you can see the server name in the network. So security wise, it is not recommended. So that's why usually browser service will be in down. If browser service is down, what is the use of changing service account? Those which services are running, we have to change it for running services. If service is not running, what is the use of changing service account to the browser now? If it is running, then only it will take the help of the account, right? If it is not running,
Yes, yes.
it won't take the help, right? That's why I didn't change the service
Okay.
account for other services. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So any other questions? Right. So if no questions, that's fine. So let's discuss tomorrow. You have tomorrow's assignment is yesterday I gave any assignment? Yesterday any assignment is there? No assignment, huh? That assignment only is continuing the names, different names to connect to the default instance. Anyone completed that one? Anyone find how many ways are different names? Or else type like this, different names to connect to the SQL Server database instance. Okay, you will get the answers. Okay, different names to connect to the default instance or database SQL Server database instance. Okay, fine. So let's discuss about the system databases now. Okay, so whenever you install SQL Server, we will get how many system databases?
Five.
Very good. Okay, we will get 5 system databases. Okay, so 4 are visible, 1 is not visible, which is in hide. Okay, what are the 4 system databases that you can see? Master,
Master,
model, MSDB, and TempDB. Okay, so these are the 4 system databases that you can see in the Management Studio. One system database that you cannot see in the Management Studio, that is resource database. Okay, this is also very important. So these are the 5 system databases will be created once you install the SQL Server automatically. Once you install the SQL Server, these 5 system databases will be created. Only 4 system databases you can see in the SQL Server. Okay, if you expand system databases, you can see master, model, MSDB, TempDB. Only these 4 you can see. That resource you cannot see. Security precautions. Okay, due to security precautions, Microsoft hide that particular database, resource database that you cannot see in the Management Studio. Okay, if you run sp_helpdb, usually will help you to find out all the databases in the SQL Server. But if you run this command also, you can see only the 4 system databases and existing user databases. You cannot see the hidden database. Okay, resource database is a hidden database. Okay, you cannot see the database in the Management Studio, but you can see data file log. Why? Because if the database is existed means log file and data file should be existed, right? You can see the data file and log file of the resource database, but the resource database is in hidden state in the Management Studio. You cannot see it. Okay, what is the stored procedure to find out all the databases and their sizes?
Select start from sys databases.
Very good. Okay, so we have two queries. One is stored procedure SV help DB. One is select query select star from sys dot. Okay, databases. Let's go with SV underscore help DB. So here you can see all the database names, okay, and their sizes and the owners of the database and the database IDs and when it was created and the status, whether it is online, offline, read only mode, read write mode, suspect mode. Okay, you can see the status and all here. Read write mode you can see here. If you expand it, you can see multi-user, single user, okay, emergency, you can see the user access also. Recovery models we'll discuss, separate topic is there on recovery model. These are the versions of the database, collation settings, language settings of the database. Okay, so these are the different parameters that you can see under SP underscore help DB. Apart from this, you can also see an important column called compatibility level. Why it is showing 140 for all the databases?
2017.
Right,
2017 version.
very good. Okay, so 2017 usually it will someone asked during while discussing versions, SQL Server versions. Okay, someone asked, sir, what is that 110, 120, 130, right? So when you create a database in the respective versions, right? For example, SQL 2012 means what is the bill number? 11.0. Bill number 11.0. Okay, compatibility is you have to remove the dot 110. Bill number for SQL Server 2012 12.0. Okay, so you have to remove, where is the document? Yeah, so here you can see in the beginning, okay, 10.0 100. Okay, the databases that are created in the SQL Server 2008 will have a compatibility level of 100. Okay, 2008 R2 still you can see 100 only. Okay, there is no 105, 100 only. 2012 bill number is 11.0, compatibility level you have to remove this dot, and 110 means the databases that are created in the 2012 server, okay, will have 110 as compatibility level. How it will be helpful? If you restore the database from one version to another version, okay, the compatibility level won't change by default. So we can easily understand. If you see here, okay, imagine if you see here 130 database is there. Imagine 130 database is there here under SQL Server 2017. Okay, so what it means, which version it belongs to? A database with 130 number is there in my SQL Server 2017. Which version it belongs to?
2016.
2016. 130 means 2016. Okay, 140 means 2017. 150 means 2019. Okay, and can we see 150 database in 2019 2017 instance server?
No, we can't see.
Can we see 150 database, compatibility 150 database in the 2017 server?
No,
No.
Why?
because it's in 2007.
Highest version we
Very
can't
good.
see in lowest version.
Very good, very good. Okay, so higher version compatibility levels you cannot see in the lower version SQL servers. Okay, so you can see up to 140 whatever versions are there from 80, 90, 20, yeah, 80, 90, 110, yeah, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, up to 140 you can see. Okay, you cannot see 150. 150 is the 2019. So 2019 you cannot see in the 2017 SQL server. Okay, right, fine. Yeah, you can see here compatibility level. Please mute, please mute. Okay, fine. So like this you can change the compatibility levels also. You can change it to 110, 100, 120, 130. Okay, you can change the compatibility levels also like this. Go to the database properties and go to the options page. There you can see compatibility level. If you choose select compatibility level, you can see the different drop down options. So you can change it to lower version compatibility levels also. But here you cannot see 2019. Okay, why? Because you cannot change a database compatibility level to higher version. You can only change it to lower versions. Right, clear guys? Yeah. So we are discussing about this system databases, right? So what are the uses of these system databases? How they are useful for us? What if there are no system databases? How SQL Server will behave if there are no system databases? Right. So in these 4 or 5 system databases, okay, in these 4 or 5 system databases, very important database is master, guys. Okay. Without master, there is no SQL Server. We have discussed it, right? Database engine is very important. Without database engine, we cannot, okay, work with the SQL Server, right? Just 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Right. Okay. So without master, SQL Server won't run. Why without master SQL Server won't run? Why? Because master is the brain of the SQL Server. Okay. Please mute. Please mute. Please mute. If you don't have questions, please mute. Right. Okay. So master is the brain of the SQL Server. Every information related to the SQL Server will be stored in the master database only. It's a brain of the SQL Server. Each and every information will be stored in the master database only. Okay. All the metadata. Metadata means what? What is meant by metadata?
Total
Data about
information.
data, sir.
Metadata means data about the data. Okay. Metadata means data about the data. Right. So what is the metadata of you? If I ask you what is your metadata?
System configuration details.
No. Your just forget about SQL Server. I am asking just what is your metadata? Only your metadata. Forget about SQL Server.
Data about me.
Yeah, data about you. Okay, right? Say for example, what is metadata? Your height is metadata. Your weight is metadata. Your color is metadata. Which describes you is a metadata. Okay. So data about the data. Metadata means data about this. So in the same way, in the SQL Server, what is metadata means? Can anyone tell me any examples? What is metadata of the SQL Server?
Particular structure of the object, sir.
Very good. That's it. Okay. How many databases are there? How many tables are there? How many columns are there? Okay. So data about the data. It's a kind of data about the data. How many databases are there? How many logins are there? How many objects are there? Okay. So this is called metadata. This metadata information will be stored in the master. Don't think all the user data will be stored in the master database. If all the user data will be stored in the master database, what is the use of other user databases? No need to create user databases, batch 39, Paytm, no need to create. You can simply save everything in the master database, right? But we cannot. Okay, why? Because master database will stores only metadata related information. Okay, only metadata related information related to the SQL Server. And master database also stores the logins informations and their passwords information in the SQL Server master database. All the logins information and all the logins passwords information also will be stored in the master database. So whenever you are giving a login name and password, where it is going to verify, in which database it is going to verify?
Master
Master
data.
In the
database.
master database, it will check whether this login is there or not. Okay, login is there. Then it will check whether he gave correct password or not. Okay, for this login, password is 123. It will check you gave 123 password or 321 password. You gave 321 password. Oh my God, he gave wrong password. Chalo, I won't allow him to log into the SQL Server. Rejected. Like that, it will throw error. Okay, it will work like that. If you give correct password, okay, 123, 123. Okay, happy customer. Come on. Okay, enjoy the databases. So like this, it is going to allow you or won't allow you. Okay, so where it is going to check all these things? In the master
In
database.
master data.
Master database will store the logins information. See here, you can see login security. Under security, you can see logins, right? This logins information and this password information will be stored. My account password information also will be stored in the master database only. If you ask me, sir, show me, I want to see the password, I cannot show you. Security. If everyone can see other passwords, where is the security? Right? If the one who is working in the HDFC bank, if he can see your password, where is the security for your account, bank account? Right? So you cannot see any password at any cost. You cannot see any user account at any cost, at any way. There is no ways you can find. It will be stored, okay, logically. You cannot see it. Okay, it can understand only by master. You cannot see, you cannot understand with your knowledge. Okay, so fine. So all the files, databases information, all the other databases other than master, what are other databases we have? We have remaining 4 system databases. Okay, and we have other user databases also. All the other databases, database names and the initial sizes of the files and the location of the files also will be stored in the master database. Okay, all the other databases file locations also will be stored in the master database. That's why yesterday someone asked, sir, once I created the database, I want to change the file, sir. How can I do that? How can I do that? How can we do that? Yesterday we have discussed it, right? How can we do that? We have to go with the alter query, right? Alter database name. Okay, so you have to take the help of alter query, and using alter query we have to alter means where you are changing. First we have to change the path in the master database, then you have to bring the database offline, then you have to move the files physically, then you have to bring the database online. Okay, so all the other database file paths also will be stored in the master database. If you want to change the file location, see here where I can see the output. Let me open and see. Okay, new query. What are the shortcuts to open new query, guys?
F.
Sorry, what are the shortcuts to open new query window?
Control N.
Control N. Okay, Control N. We can go for Control N. If you want to open a query window from this database, right, just select this one, Control N. If you want to open a session from this database, select the database, Control N. Or if you want to open a session from the whole server, select this server name and Control N. Okay, so you can go either Control N or you can go with the this one. What is that? Right click new query window, or there is another option called right click, simply type Q, just Q. Okay, just type Q, automatically it will help you to open one more query window. Right, fine. So this is how we have to open the query window. So let me open one query window, that is fine for me. This is the one, right? So you can see here, okay, if you execute, you can see all the files. Okay, these are all the files of other databases: master database data file, log file, MongoDB data file, log file, model database data file, log file, MSDB data file, log file. Batch 39, we have 3 files. Yesterday we have added 3 files for the batch 39. Batch 39 primary data file, batch 39 secondary data file, batch 39 log file. Paytm primary data file, Paytm log file. What is this data? This is resource database, guys. Okay, this is resource database. If you expand, you can see here. Only see, you can see here. Okay, you can see the path of the resource database data file and log file also. See here, MS SQL system resource.mdf, MS SQL system resource.ldf. Okay, so if you want to see the data files and log files of the resource database, copy this, open Windows R, paste it here, remove the last word. Okay, go to backslash, last backslash, right, enter. There you can see bin and folder. Inside bin and folder, you can see this resource database data file and log file. Okay, go down. This is bin and folder, right? Go down, go down, go down, go down. Yeah, here you can see this is my resource database data file and this is resource database log file. What is the path? Can anyone tell me the path now? Guide me to open bin and folder.
C drive,
C drive,
program file,
program files,
MS SQL, sir.
Microsoft SQL Server,
Client is
SQL 14,
MS SQL 14,
Very good.
MS SQL, sir.
MS
then now
SQL.
MS SQL,
Binnen.
Okay, very good. Okay, so bin and folder. This is the bin and folder. If you go inside the bin and folder, there you can see our resource database, data files and log files, where your master database, model database, okay, and MSDB, temp.db files will be there, data files and log files. Okay, these are the files you can see. Okay, these are the files, right? So where your files will be there, MSDB, other system databases and user databases, data files and log files. In which location it will be?
Data folder.
Okay, so if you go inside this MS SQL, it was slow. Okay, if you go inside this folder, there you can see under bin and like if you go down to the bin and folder, okay, this is bin and, right? You can see resource database, data file, log file in this location. Under data folder, you can see all the system
Four
database, data
databases.
files. Yeah, all the 4 system databases, data files, log files, and all the user databases, data files, log files. Okay, right? So by default, this is the path. If you want to change it, you can change either while creating the database, or you can change after the database also. After creating the database is a downtime activity. While creating the database, you can happily change the path, whatever path you want, in which location you want to save the files. You can save the files to that particular location. Okay, clear? So master database, okay, what it will do, it will store the metadata information about the SQL server. It will store all the data about the other databases, all the files, file names, file locations of other databases, all the logins information and their passwords information will be stored. All other objects informations like linked servers information and all will be stored in the master database. If master is corrupted, can I start my SQL server or not? If master is
No.
offline, if someone deleted master database data file, can I start my SQL server or not?
No, not so.
Okay, yes, if there is no brain, how can a person can work? Okay, right? In the same way, if there is no master, there is no SQL server. Okay, your SQL server won't be up and running, your SQL server will be stopped and you cannot start it also. Once you took the master again, once you just bring it back the master database again, then only your SQL server will work, otherwise it won't work. Clear, right, about master database? It will store the metadata of the SQL server, all the settings, all the configurations, all the other objects like linked servers information and all will be stored. All the other databases, data files, log files, locations will be stored. All the logins information with passwords will be stored in the master database. Right? If master is deleted or corrupted, your SQL server won't be up and running. Clear, guys? Fine. Let's go with the model database. Model will act as a template for the newly created databases. Okay, model will act as a template for the newly created database. What is this template?
Copy.
Template for the newly created databases. Okay, so usually what is this template means? You are driving, you got a call. Okay, you can attend the call, but sometimes you cannot lift the call, so you can immediately send one template message to the dialer. Okay, so what it means, already these are predefined text will be there. You can simply choose that from that predefined text, you can send the text to the dialers, right, callers, right, immediately. No need to type, automatically text will be there. I'll call you later, I'm in driving, I'll call you later, I'm in a meeting, will call you later. So this kind of predefined text will already be there in the
Template.
as a template, will exist as a template. We'll simply send that, but we'll simply select the template and we'll send it to the caller, right?
Caller.
Fine,
Yeah.
quickly. So in the same way, whenever you are creating the database, okay, whenever you are creating the database, yesterday we discussed how to create a database, right? So we can see lot of values here. Okay, we can see, say for example, what database will give Amazon. Okay, Amazon, right? So if you give the name here, automatically data file, log file names came, and you can see primary file group. Okay, there is no not applicable for log file, there is no file group concept for the log file, and you can see 8 here, 8 MB for primary data file, 8 MB for primary secondary data file. Sorry, I'm sorry, log file. 8 MB for
Log.
primary data file, 8 MB for
8
log file,
log.
right? Fine. Here I gave you the 64 MB limited, unlimited and all. Who gave these values? I didn't give, right? I didn't give, automatically it came, right?
It's a default templated kind of thing. Default it will take.
Very good. Okay. So simply it is following model database. Okay. If you go to the model database properties, you can see the same. Right click properties. There you can see. Okay. Just a minute. It is loading. Yeah. Go to file space. See here 8 MB, 8 MB here. Okay. As you can see 8 MB here. Okay, as you can see 8 MB here, and 64 MB, 64 MB, unlimited, unlimited, and the path also. Okay, these values, and if you see here options, some of the options are true, some of them are false. Okay, so all these settings will be copied to the newly created database. That's why whenever you are creating new database, it is not asking any values other than database name. From where it is pulling the details?
From model
Master.
database.
From
Sorry,
model
master.
database.
Yeah.
Okay, from model database it is going to pull the details. Okay, model will act as a template for the newly created databases. That's why whenever you're creating a new database, it is not asking the path, it is not asking the file sizes, it is not asking the other settings also. Simply it is asking, hey, just give me the database name, I'll take care of it, don't worry. Okay, so like that it is going to behave. Model simply it will do only one thing, it will act as a template for the newly created databases. Okay, in case if you want to, like, if you go a little bit inside, actually whenever you are creating a model database, you are renaming a copy of the model database. Okay, whenever you try to create a new database, SQL Server will create a dummy copy of the model database. Okay, if you see here bash 39, okay, Paytm, any database, okay, tables, no tables, right? You can see these folders and all. Okay, lot of folders are there. From where we are getting these folders? From your model database. Okay,
Model
so if you
database.
see views, system views, lot of views will be there. Okay, I didn't created any views, right? I didn't yesterday I just created Paytm table. I didn't created any of these objects. How come we got these objects? How come we got all these objects here?
It's
From
already
model
in the
database.
Model
model
database. Simply these objects will be there in the model database. Okay, all these objects will be there in the model database. So clearly you are renaming a copy of the model database. You are creating a new database means you are renaming a copy of the model database. Okay, so first, if you are creating a new database, SQL Server will internally create a copy. It will give you a dummy copy. It will allow you to edit. You are simply editing the name. So all the objects of model database, you can see in the model database, same objects will be there, same views will be there. Okay, whatever all system views, if you see these views, all the views, okay, simply these all views is not copying. Okay, actually you are renaming a copy of the model database. Whatever data is there in the model database will be carried forward to all the newly created databases. Fine, clear guys? Okay, so model database will act as a, okay, model database will act as a template for the
Template.
newly created databases. If I change my model database data file size to, okay, if you see here, if I change my model database size to, okay, the meeting is going to close now. Let me reopen the meeting. Okay. Please join immediately. Okay.